You have to remember information of this assemble. Okay, US. You see the 50,000, huh? Hours, labor hour. Okay. The US spend 10 hours to produce a ton of wheat. Remember, please. And the US spend 100 hours, huh, to produce a computer. Okay, 50,000 hour labor hour, 10 hour, and 100 hour to produce a ton of wheat and a computer, huh? Thank you. Okay, this is a Japanese situation. See that? Japanese has, Japan has, 30,000. Do you see that? Labor hours. And Japan spent 20. I repeat, I don't know how many times. 20 labor hours. And 120. Yeah. Labor hour to produce a ton of work and a computer. Okay, thank you. You have to remember this number. Okay, in order to understand the meaning of two concepts, absolute advantage and comparative advantage. Okay, and then based on your memory, you can answer my question. Okay, now absolute advantage. Listen to me carefully. This is the absolute advantage. And the next one is this one, comparative advantage. These are two concepts you have to understand. After we finish the two concepts, then we end the chapter. Comparative absolute advantage. If you have a pen, if you have a pen in your hand, you better translate to the Vietnamese. Please. Absolute advantage, thuận lợi tuyệt đối. For me, I will write down, Vietnamese. Absolute advantage, thuận lợi tuyệt đối. I give you a definition. And then I remind you example above. Example to share with you. And then you can understand, the meaning of this concept. Definition, example. You can understand, the meaning of this concept. Listen, definition. A country has absolute advantage in producing a product in comparison with another country. It's mean this country has lower cost. Yeah. This means this country has lower cost in producing these products in comparison with another country. That's a definition of absolute advantage. Again, a country has absolute advantage in producing the products in comparison with a country. Is mean this country has lower cost. Lower cost in producing these products in comparison with another country. If a country can, produce a products with a low cost in comparison with another country, we would say, hey, this country has absolute advantage in producing these products in comparison with another country. I give you a example, and then you can understand. Do you remember our example above? The US, see this? The US spend just 10 hours. Do you see this? And just 100 labor hours to produce a ton of work and one computer. Do you see that? Just 10 and 100. And Japan. The reason why I asked you to remember, Japan spend 25, up to 25, and up to 125 labor hour in order to produce a ton of work and one computer. Do you see that? That's mean, the US, the US spend lower cost. Yes. Lower cost in production a ton of work, and a computer in comparison with the rest of Japan. So, from this information, we can conclude that the US has absolute advantage in production with both with and computer. Do you see it? In comparison with rest of Japan. Yeah. And then you understand now? That's meaning of absolute advantage. Do not forget lower cost. Hello. Do not forget absolute advantage mean lower cost. A country with absolute advantage means the country can produce products with a lower cost in comparison with that of another country. Thank you. Thank you. I think you can understand now. Thank you. And you know what? Another thing you should know about, the absolute advantage. Another thing you should know. The meaning absolute advantage I just shared with you, I just explained. But another thing you should know about, the theory of absolute advantage. Another thing is, listen, another thing is a country with absolute advantage in producing of products in comparison with another country should produce and export this product to another country. Do you hear me? A country, you can understand, a country with absolute advantage in producing of products, for example, A, in comparison with that country, should produce and export product A to another country. That's argument of the theory of absolute advantage. Do you remember our example of bow? Yes, I think you still remember. The US has absolute advantage in producing bow weekend commuter. And based on the theory I just shared with you, based on the argument I just shared with you, the US should produce with should produce both wheat and commuter and export to Japan. That's the argument of theory, absolute advantage. Now listen to me. Listen. In reality, it's thank you. In reality, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. In reality, that's not absolutely right. In reality, it's not absolutely right. Wait for me a second. Okay, because my slide just disappeared, so I have to, connect again in order to set, share screen. Because my share screen just disappeared. Do you see the slide now?
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
teacher.
Thank you. So, thank you. So, the argument about is not absolutely right. So it means, in our sample, the US is not necessary to produce and export wheat and computer to Japan. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. The argument I just shared with you is not absolutely right. It's not absolutely right. Because in reality, many countries with absolute advantage in producing some products, but they do not produce these products and export to another country. Reality. Thank you. That's the reason why many economists argue absolute advantage is not a key reason. Do you hear me? You have to remember how absolute advantage, even though it is the one possible reason for trade, but this one is not a key reason for trade. I just explained for you the meaning of absolute advantage. I just confirm absolute advantage, even though it is a possible reason for trade, but it's not the key one. I would tell you the truth. The key reason, for trade is competitive advantage. You hear me, huh? The key reason for trade is competitive advantage. What we will learn next. Absolute advantage is not the key. A key reason for trade is this one. Competitive advantage. A key reason for international trade is competitive advantage. You should remember, please. It's not absolute advantage, even though absolute advantage is one possible reason. Now you should know the meaning of competitive advantage again. We follow the same logic. Once we dig in, absolute advantage to expand this concept. Comparative advantage, thuận lợi so sánh. If you have pen in your hand, please write down. Thuận lợi so sánh. Now I give you a definition of comparative advantage, and then I use the example of both, help you better understand about this very, very important concept. Now, this is the definition. Comparative advantage. Listen. A country has comparative advantage in producing products in comparison with another country if this country can produce the products. I, for example, sorry again. Sorry. The share screen disappear again. I have to re-access. Sorry, power. I have to re-access this share screen. Okay. If you do not see slide, let me know, okay? I had a problem, up, the Monday class. Something wrong with my cell phone. Too much information on my cell phone. The reason why, it does not work well. So, each day, sometimes you do not see, slide, let me know. Again, definition. Our country has comparative advantage in producing products in comparison with another country if this country can produce product A, for example, with lower opportunity cost. Lower opportunity cost in comparison with that of another country. Hello, do you see, lower opportunity cost in this line in your front? Below, the comparative advantage, do you see, lower opportunity cost? Do you see that? Keep your eye on
Yes,
that, please. Do you see that? Someone
Yes,
else?
teacher.
Yes. You have to pay attention, and that's true. Lower opportunity cost. Listen, I love you guys. Absolute advantage. Lower cost. Do you remember that? In this case, it's lower opportunity cost. Do you see the difference? You have to remember that's different. Absolute advantage, the concept you just learned. Lower cost. This concept. Lower opportunity cost. Try to remember, please. And then you will see the difference. I say one more time, definition. A country has, competitive advantage in producing products. I, for example, in correlation with that of a country is meant this country can produce this product A with a lower cost, with a lower opportunity cost. With a lower opportunity cost. In comparison with, in comparison with that of another country. So now that you understand this concept, I have to remind you about, the meaning of opportunity cost. I just remind you briefly because you already You already learned this very, very famous concept before. You need to pay attention. I just explain briefly. Listen, listen. The opportunity cost of something is what you have to give up in order to get it. One more time. The opportunity cost of something is what you have to give up in order to get it. I think you still remember, my own example before. The opportunity cost of your today class. This means, you are sitting in my class now. The opportunity cost for taking your today class is 100 US dollar. Do you remember? This money up, this money you give up of your part-time job. For example, today you work part-time job, you can get 100 US dollar. Answer. But today, you have to sit down my class, taking my class. You have to give up that's 100 US dollar. So, the opportunity cost of, your today class for, taking your today class is 100 US dollar. That's the money you have to give up in order to sit down my class today. Do you understand? If you stay home and work, you can get 100 US dollar. But, you go to my class, sit down my class, you give up that money. So, the opportunity cost of, your today class right now is 100 US dollar money you give up. That's meaning opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of something is, what you have to give up in order to get it. Okay. No. No. You have to answer my question. The opportunity cost to produce a ton of work and a computer of the US and Japan. Why I ask you that question? Because you have to figure out the opportunity cost in producing work, a ton of work, and your one computer up to country in order to identify which country has competitive advantage. Do you understand it? I just remind you, I think you still remember about definition of competitive advantage. A country has competitive advantage in producing something, it means that country has lower opportunity cost in producing products in comparison with another country. Now, in order to identify which country has a competitive advantage in our sample, the US and Japan, do you remember that? The first, we have to identify the opportunity cost in producing work and 1 ton of work and a computer. Do you agree with me? And then based on information about opportunity cost, you just, figure out. And then, we can identify, we can, determine, which country has competitive advantage in our sample. And then, you can better understand the meaning of competitive advantage. The reason why I asked you the question related to opportunity cost in producing a ton of work and a computer in our sample. Are you ready? Okay. Now I return to your name in order to ask you that question. Okay. Okay. Before you want to answer, you have to raise your hand, okay? I will pick up a couple of students in my class to answer my question. I have a couple of questions related to this concept. A couple of questions. So each question I will pick up around 3 students. Okay. Now, based on information I share with you, I ask you to remember. Yeah. So let me know. What is a opportunity cost in producing a ton of wick in a community of the US? That's my question. What is the opportunity cost to produce a ton of wick in one computer? Raise your hand. Okay, the first one, Đặng Thị Quỳnh and Quỳnh Mỹ. Okay, see you. Raise your hand, please. Just one student. Keep your hand on. Yes, keep your hand on. I want to see your hand on. Okay, no one. I don't see your hand on. Can you answer my question? Kỳ Duyên first. Just wait for me, Kỳ Duyên. Just wait for me, Kỳ Duyên. Yeah. Just, keep your hand on. Quỳnh Mỹ. Yeah, just keep your hand on. Please. One more student. One more. Okay, Quỳnh Mỹ. I do not see your first name. Sorry about that. Quỳnh Mỹ.
Dạ, Huỳnh Mỹ Kim ạ.
Hello. Quỳnh Mỹ Kim. Okay, your turn now, please. Share with us, your finding. What's the opportunity cost in producing a ton of wick of the US, please?
I think the opportunity cost in producing a ton of wick is 10 tons of wick.
I give you more time, Kim. Mỹ Duyên. Mỹ Duyên.
Dạ, Kỳ
Mỹ
Duyên.
Duyên. Do you hear me, Mỹ Duyên? Your turn now, please.
Dạ, Kỳ Duyên thầy.
Huh?
Kỳ Duyên thầy. Dạ, em là Kỳ Duyên.
Oh, Kỳ Duyên. Yeah, sorry about. What's the opportunity cost, in producing a ton of wick?
I think that the opportunity cost of 1 ton of wheat in Japan is 1/5.
No, in the US. In the US.
In the US is
No, in the US.
1/10.
Okay. Thank you, Kỳ Duyên. No. Thank you. That's good enough for your answer. Thank you, Kỳ Duyên. Mỹ Kim.
Yes.
Mỹ Kim, do you want to change your mind?
I think
you don't know.
the opportunity cost in producing wheat is 10 tons
One
of
ton
wheat.
of wheat.
10 tons of wheat.
Cái chi phí cơ hội để sản xuất 1 tấn của wheat ở trong nước Mỹ là bao nhiêu? Kim.
Chi phí cơ 1 tấn hả thầy? Dạ thưa thầy là one divide 10.
Why? Why? Can you answer?
I don't know.
Your answer is right, but you know, I just want to ask you for explanation. No. Okay, no problem. Thank you, Mỹ Kim, for your triumph. Okay. Who else? Who else? No one?
Thầy ơi, con thấy 10 bạn giơ tay lận đó thầy.
Oh, really? Why I do not see anyone? Oh no, something wrong with my. Oh no. Oh no, let me check. Oh no. What's wrong? I do not know. Oh, sorry about. Oh no, sorry. Đứa nào mới nhắc thầy vậy?
Dạ Khánh Vi
Đứa
ạ.
nào? Hả? Tên con là
Dạ
gì?
Khánh Vi. Dạ Trần Khánh
Khánh
Vi.
Vi.
Con nhắc nhưng mà con không có giơ tay thầy.
Cảm ơn con. Okay. I think that you see a list now. Sorry, this is my mistake. Võ Ngọc Ánh, Vũ Ngọc Ánh.
Dạ con Vũ Ngọc Anh ạ.
Ok, Vũ Ngọc Ánh.
Dạ. The opportunity cost of produce a ton of wheat is 1 divided by 10 computer
Do
in
you know
US.
why, Ngọc Ánh? Do you know why?
Because the opportunity cost of a computer is 10 tons of wheat in the US. Producing one computer requires 100 labor hours, and which instead could produce 10 tons of wheat.
Ok. Ok. Gia Bảo, thank you Ngọc Anh. Gia Bảo.
Dạ con đi thầy.
What is the opportunity cost in production? Ton of wheat in the US.
The opportunity cost in producing 1 ton of wheat is 1 divided by 10 in producing computer. I think because computer the time produced is 100 hours and con không biết nói sao ta.
Speak Vietnamese.
Dạ có nghĩa là trong 100 giờ sản xuất một cái máy tính thì mình sản xuất được 10 tấn wheat đó thầy. Thì bây giờ trong cái chi phí cơ hội của một tấn wheat thì mình lấy cái đó mình chia đi 100 giờ của thằng computer là mình ra được cái chi phí cơ hội của thằng sản xuất wheat đó thầy.
Ok, thank you Gia Bảo. Thiên Đỗ.
Yes.
What's it? No. Your question. Hello. Wait for me. Your question is, what is the opportunity cost in production computer of the US?
The opportunity cost of a ton of wheat in US is 1 divided.
No. A computer. One computer. No, one computer. For you, one computer. One computer.
Dạ, thầy nghe con.
I know.
Can you hear?
I can hear you. I can.
Because to produce a computer need 100 labor hours. So and to produce a ton of wheat need 10 labor hours. So to produce a ton of wheat is 10 divided by 100 equal 1 divided by 10 computer.
Okay, thank you Thiên Độ. Đông Nguyễn.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Your full name.
Dạ, Đồng Nguyễn Anh Thư thầy.
Yep. Anh Thư. Your question is, what is the opportunity cost in producing a computer in the US? Lần này thầy hỏi chi phí cơ hội của computer nghe anh Thư. Lần này thầy hỏi chi phí cơ hội để sản xuất một máy tính. Okay, your answer is?
The opportunity cost to produce a computer is 10 tons of wheat.
Okay. Do you want to answer? Do you want to explain why? Do you want to or you don't want to?
Yes, teacher. Because to produce a computer, we need 100 labor hours, and to produce tons of wheat in the US, we need 10 labor hours. So the opportunity cost to produce a computer is 10 of wheat. Because when we produce...
Thank you. Thank you, anh Thư. Kim Hồng Nhung.
Yes.
Kim Hồng Nhung. Kim Hồng Nhung.
Yes.
No. Your question about, related to Germany. What's the political contribution of wheat in Japan?
The opportunity cost
Japan.
of producing ton of wheat is 1/10 1/3 computer.
Okay. Quỳnh Mỹ Kim.
Yes.
Quỳnh Mỹ Kim. What's the opportunity cost in producing a computer in Japan?
The opportunity cost in producing computer in Japan is 5 tons of wheat.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
I think because producing one computer requires 125 labor hours, which instead produce 5 tons of wheat.
Hey, very, very good explanation, Mỹ Kim. Xin lỗi nghe, thầy xin lỗi các con nghe. Từ nãy giờ xin lỗi các bạn khác nghe. Tuy rằng các con trả lời đúng á, nhưng mà cái giải thích của Mỹ Kim là hay nhất. Các con trả lời không sai, giải thích của con cũng được, nhưng mà giải thích của Mỹ Kim là tốt nhất. Nha, the last one. Thầy sẽ hỏi nữa, nhưng mà the last one nha. Nguyễn Thị Xuân.
Dạ, Nguyễn Thị Xuân Thảo thầy. Xuân Thảo thầy.
Ok, Xuân Thảo.
Yes. The opportunity cost of a computer in Japan is 5 tons of wheat.
The production of ton of wheat in Japan is
5 tons of wheat.
Huh?
5 tons of wheat in Japan.
No, I asked a ton of wheat. I do not ask one computer. The opportunity cost in production 1 ton of wheat is
1/5 in Japan.
Why?
Um,
Why?
because with 125 labor hour, we can produce one computer, but with this
And then?
labor, we can produce 5 tons of wheat.
Okay, so
The opportunity
when we
cost
produce a ton of wheat,
when we produce a ton of wheat is 1/5 computer.
Xuân, your first name is, sorry, Bảo.
Yeah,
Xuân
Nguyễn Thị
Thảo.
Xuân Thảo. Yeah, yeah.
Hello, Xuân Thảo. Listen to me.
Yes.
Because when we you says when we produce a ton of wheat in Japan, we use 25, and when we use 125 hours to produce one computer in Japan. The reason why when we produce a ton of wheat, we have to, Xuân Thảo, give up. We have to give up 1/5 computer.
Yes.
Do you hear me, Xuân Thảo?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Okay. Thank you. That's sorry for students stand behind Xuân Thảo. Okay, I will call you later because I have another question soon. Okay, all of you guys, turn up your hand now. Please, 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 all of you. All of you, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up your hand. Now, all of you. Gia Bảo and Kim Ngân, turn up your hand, please. Please. Okay. Hồng Nhung, please. Turn up your hand. Yes, thank you. I explain one more time. The reason why your friend can figure out, the opportunity cost in producing a ton of wheat of the US is 1 divided by 10. And the opportunity cost in producing a computer in the US is 10. And then, you go home and try to figure out the reason why, we have that result. A little bit difficult for you. The reason why I do not ask you to explain very, very clearly, because it's very, very tough for you. Now it's my explanation for the US case. And then, you go home and then figure out, for the Japanese case. Do you remember, in order to produce a ton of wheat and, a computer in the US, we have to spend 10 labor hours and 100 labor hours. So, in order to produce a ton of wheat, spend 10 labor hours. 100 labor hours, we can produce one computer. And then, we use 10 labor hours in order to produce 1 ton of wheat. It means, we give up 1 divided by 10 computer. Because, 100 hours in order to produce a computer. Now we pick up 10 labor hours. It means, we give up 1 divided by 10 computer in order to produce one ton of wheat. And you remember now to produce one computer in the US, we spend 100 labor hours. And 100 labor hours, we can produce 10 tons of wheat. Do you know that? But now, with research, our research in order to produce, a computer only, we have to spend, 100 labor hours. I mean, we keep up 10 ton a week because with 100 hours, we can produce 10 ton a week. But right now, we do not use 100 hours to produce, week. Instead, we produce a computer. This means, when we produce a computer, we give up 100 hours. We give up, 10 ton of work. The reason why you see, the opportunity cost in producing a computer in the US is 10. 10 is mean 10 ton of work. And 1 divided by 10 is mean, 1 divided by 10 computer. Okay. A little bit difficult for you, but you have to understand in order to figure out, which country has competitive advantage. Now you have to remember, if you can, you have to write now. The opportunity cost in producing a ton of work and a computer in US is 1 divided by 10 and 10. You have to remember in order to answer my question. And the opportunity cost in producing a ton of work and a computer is 1 divided by 5 and 5 ton of work in Japan. The US case, 1 divided by 10 and 10. You have to remember, huh? Japanese case, 1 divided by 5 and 5. Remember? Again. US case, week, 1 divided by 10, computer, 10. Germany case, week, 1 divided by 5, computer, and 5. Sorry, computer is 5. Now, my next question is, okay, ready? Raise your hand. Which country has competitive advantage in producing week, and which country has competitive advantage in producing computer in our sample? Raise your hand. Okay, no more. The last one, Cao Bằng, okay? No more. Thank you, no more. Thiên Độ, which country has competitive advantage in producing week in our sample?
I think it's Japan. I think it's US because 1 divided by 10 smaller than 1 divided by 5.
Gia Bảo, thank you, Thiên Độ. Gia Bảo, which country has competitive advantage in producing computer in our sample? Computer.
Wait me for a second. I think the country has the comparative advantage is in producing computer is Japan, because for 125 divided 25 is nhỏ hơn cái 100 chia cho 100 chia cho 10 á thầy. Em rối quá, em quên mất.
Okay. Kỳ Duyên, which country has competitive advantage in produce week?
The country which has a comparative advantage in producing wheat is the US.
Why?
Because the opportunity cost of producing a ton of wheat in the US is 1 divided by 10, but in Japan is 1 divided by 5, which means the opportunity cost of the US is less than the opportunity cost in Japan.
Thank you, Kỳ Duyên. Okay, Đặng Thị Quỳnh
Đặng Thị Quỳnh Anh à?
Hả?
Đặng Thị Quỳnh Anh ạ.
Quỳnh Anh, okay. What's it about, which country has, you know, comparative advantage in producing computer in our ensemble, Quỳnh Anh?
Yeah, actually, I have the same answer with Nguyễn Thị Kỳ Duyên, and yes, I don't know how to. Thầy có cần con explain nữa không thầy?
Yeah, you have to explain, please.
Tại vì cái explain của con cũng giống như bạn Kỳ Duyên á thầy. Có cần giải
Repeat that.
khác nữa không?
Repeat that.
Repeat that.
Repeat that.
I think that Japan has comparative advantage in reducing computers. The opportunity
Why?
of 1 ton of wheat is 0.2 computer in Japan and 0.1 computer in US. And I think
Quỳnh Anh.
Yes.
Quỳnh Anh.
Yes.
Bây giờ thầy cho con nói bằng tiếng Việt á.
Dạ.
Con nói là no, nghe thầy hỏi cho kỹ đây.
Dạ.
Nghe cho kỹ nha.
Dạ.
Quốc gia nào mà có cái thuận lợi so sánh trong sản xuất cái máy tính trong cái trường hợp này? Máy
Dạ,
tính nha, thầy không nói quyết đâu. Nói tiếng Việt.
Dạ con nghĩ là Japan.
Tại sao vậy con?
Dạ theo cái nghĩa của comparative advantages á, thì là cái quốc gia kiểu cái dạng như là the ability to produce a good at a lower opportunity cost than another producer. Thì cái trong trường hợp này á, thì Japan nó have lower opportunity cost hơn là US.
Cho thầy con số ấy. Give
Dạ.
me a number.
Japan là 5. Đúng không ta? Đúng rồi đó thầy, 5 tấn of wheat đó thầy.
Còn nước kia bao nhiêu? Nước Mỹ bao nhiêu?
Dạ là 10.
Okay, the last one. Cao Bằng. Which situation? Which country has comparative advantage? Comparative advantage production quick. Cao Bằng.
Dạ, Bảo Anh thầy.
Hả?
Dạ, Nguyễn
Cao Bảo Anh.
I think that is Japan has a comparative advantage in computers. Because
No. Quick. I ask question related to quick. Quốc gia nào có thuận lợi so sánh trong cái sản xuất quick? Bảo Anh.
I think that is the US.
Why?
Because the opportunities of wheat in the US is 10 tons and the
Okay, thank you, Bảo Anh. Thank you, Gia Bảo. Thank you. You are good. It's not necessary to answer, one more time. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just asked you a question in order to figure out, comparative advantage. This is the definition of the comparative advantage. We base on the opportunity cost. In order to figure out the comparative advantage situation. The reason why in our sample, I asked you to figure out, the opportunity cost first. I think you still remember 10, 1 divided by 10. You remember number? 1, 10, and 1 divided by 10. And 5, and 1 divided by 5. This is summary. And because 1 divided by 10 is lower than 1 divided by 5, that means, opportunity cost in production a ton of quick at the US is lower than, the opportunity cost in production a ton of quick of Japan. So, we would conclude that, the US has comparative advantage in production a ton of quick. And, the Japan, the computer case, 10 and 5, 10 and 5. 10 ton of wick and 5 ton of wick. 5 ton of wick is lower than 10 ton of wick. And 5 ton of wick is opportunity cost in producing a computer of Japan. So we would conclude that the Japan has no competitive advantage in producing a computer in relation with us of the US. Thank you. Thank you, huh? Thank you, huh? Based on the definition I share with you, and based example, now you understand the meaning of competitive advantage. A country with competitive advantage in producing products in cooperation with a country is a country can produce the products with a lower opportunity cost in cooperation with some other country. Now, thank you. Another thing you should remember, based on the argument of the theory of competitive advantage, a country with competitive advantage in producing products, A or same, in cooperation with another country, that country should produce that products and export that product to another country. That's an argument of competitive advantage. I say one more time. A country with the competitive advantage in producing of products, A for example, in cooperation with another country, this country should produce that products and export that product to another country. Do you hear me? I think that you do. So now sample, the US has competitive advantage in produce wheat. Do you remember that? It means, based on argument of the theory of competitive advantage, the US should produce and export wheat to Japan. Thank you. And Japan has competitive advantage in producing computer in relation with that of the US. So based on the argument of theory of competitive advantage, Japan should produce and export computer to the US. Thank you. We end this chapter. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We move to the next chapter. Okay. Next chapter, the chapter number 4. Okay. Do you see new slide? Do you see new slides?
Yes.
Hello. Do you see new slide?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Listen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's a good chapter. It's a good chapter. Introduce to you about law of supply and demand, luật cung cầu. Introduce to you very famous law of economics, law of demand and supply, luật cung cầu. Yes, very famous law of economics. Yeah, very famous law of economics. And you know what? Easy to understand chapter. Even though this chapter very famous. Sorry, even though this law very famous in economics, but easy to understand. Before law of supply and demand, you should know these 3 concepts. Yeah, You have to remember. Lee. Usually, you know, lecturer will rely on this simple concept to decide, you know, the question for your midterm, multiple choice question for your midterm. I think you hear me. Very, very simple concepts. 3 simple concepts. The first one, the market. The second one, competitive market. And the last one, perfectly competitive market. Those 3 concepts you should know and remember, please. The first concept very, very easy to understand. Markets is a group of buyers and sellers. Markets is just a group of buyer and seller of specific products. Simple. You should remember. For example, food market is a group of, you know, seller of buyer of food. Easy, huh? So easy. Second, competitive market. Now you have to, you know, if you have a pen in your hand, you need to write down. Vietnamese, competitive market. Thị trường cạnh tranh. Please write down. Please. Please. If you do not write down, you do not remember. You do not understand much, and you do not remember. And I will tell you, couldn't you get, you know, the highest point in your midterm exam? Whenever I ask you to write down, it means you have to write down, please. Thank you. Competitive market is thị trường cạnh tranh. It's a market with, you know, many buyer and many seller. And you know, each seller, listen carefully. Each seller has a little bit power to set the price. If you do not pay attention, it's not easy for you to understand. I say one more time. Current market, thị trường cạnh tranh, is a market with a many seller and buyer. And you know, the seller in this market has had just a little bit power to decide price, to set high price. Do you hear me? For example, you know, food market, food market. Many seller and buyer, right? Yeah. And you know, each seller in this market had just a little bit power. I say one more time, just a little bit power. They don't have the full power. They have just a little bit power to decide price, to set high price. Thank you. And the last one is very, very special market. Yeah. Very special market. I will tell you, we do not see much. That's kind of market in reality. Do you hear me? We do not see much. This kind of market in reality. Very special market. It seems to be we just see this market in the book, in the theory. We do this market. Các con có nghe thầy nói không?
Có
Hello,
thầy.
các con có nghe thầy nói không?
Dạ có.
Dạ có.
Dạ có.
Có thầy.
Có thầy.
Dạ
Sao có một thông báo của đứa nào nó nói không có kết nối gì đó? Thôi không sao, chắc nó có một cái gì đó không đúng. Không sao. Các con nghe thầy nói đúng không? Thầy tiếp tục nha. Ok. Perfectly competitive market translate to the Vietnamese. Thị trường, hello, thị trường cạnh tranh hoàn hảo. You have to write. Many sell better by too. And listen. Own products. The same. A little bit difficult for you to imagine this market. Listen. On seller, many buyer and seller. The same is what you saw in the previous market. But the second characteristic very, very special. All products are exactly the same. It means, all products are identical. For example, I give you two samples. For example, the gas market and stock market. Gas and stock markets. Gas, exactly the same. Gas, at the first gas station, the second gas station, the third gas station, exactly the same. And stock of the first seller, the second seller, the third seller, exactly the same. Thank you. So the gas market and the stock market, two same with the share with you. Can represent for this market, perfectly come to the market. Thank you. And listen to me. Because the product in this market is exactly the same. So the seller, the owner of the gas station, or the seller of the stock, they cannot decide the price. They cannot decide the high price. They cannot not set the high price. Because on products exactly the same. If you set the high price, I think you can understand. Your customer will walk away to another gas station, to another stock seller. On products exactly the same. If you set the high price, your customer will walk away. The reason why in this market, thank you. The reason why in this market, seller, they are price taker. This means, they have to accept the price, the market price. The reason why you see, the bubble word, price taker. You are, the owner of the gas station. You are the seller of, the stock. You have to accept the market price. I say one more time, you cannot set the high price. On product is exactly the same. Your customer will walk away if you set high price. You are just price taker. You are just, price acceptor. Thank you. I just explained for you three concepts. I hope you understand, especially the last one. last one, a little bit complicated one. Okay. You want me to review? Better understand now. Yeah. We jump directly into, the key part, the key content of, the chapter. Hey, hello, easy part. Easy part now. Now demand. Yeah. Demand. Quantity demanded are demand. Quantity demanded are demand. The quantity products the buyer, they are willing to buy. Demand is the quantity products the buyer are willing to buy. Demand. Quantity demanded are demand. A quantity product, the buyer, they are willing to buy. Quantity demanded are demand. Which means the quantity products, sure. Buyers willing to buy. What's the meaning of demand? Quantity demanding or demand the same meaning? Do you hear me? Quantity demanding, that's what you saw. And what you heard, demand the same meaning. Demand is the quantity products the buyer willing to buy. And the second one, law of demand. Hello, easy to understand law of demand. It's not necessary to go to the classroom in order to hear that. Law of demand, very simple statement. Hello, high price, low demand. And low price, high demand. This is law of demand. Easy, right? Law of demand. I summarize. High price, low demand. Low price, high demand. Other things are the same. Những nhân tố khác không thay đổi. Other things are the same, are equal. Những yếu tố khác không đổi. The price is higher, demand is lower. And when the price is lower, demand is higher. This is law of demand. Thank you, huh? I told you. Easy part. This one. Okay, wait for me a second. Do you see the slide I try to show you? Do you see the new way I try to show you? Do you see that? Do you see the new way to show, slide? Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Good job. You have to pay attention. Yes. See that? The law demand just show you. Now you describe in order to show law demand. Definition, the statement, the law demand I just share with you. Now I show this graph to show you law of demand. Okay. Yeah. Do you see the red point? The first red point on the horizontal line? Do you see that? The red point.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. What does it mean? It means, when the price is very, very low, zero. And demand is around, you know, higher than 15 cup of latte. When the price is 0, the first red point around, you know, 16, yeah, 16, yes, 16 cup of latte. The first point, the price is 0, the price very, very low, demand very high. Do you see that? 16. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you know, we take a look at, no. Yes. Now, you know, we take a look at that, you know, the last point. The last point. When the price is $6 a cup of latte, demand is just 4. Yes. Even though, you know, in December we have the 7 points. I say one more time. Even though we have, you know, 7 points in December. But then I want you guys pay attention on the first and the last one. The first point I just showed you, and the last point I just showed you too. $6. And demand is just 4. Listen carefully. With just 2 points, just two points, just 2. I said just 2 points, just 2. We link them together. Yes. We can create this curve, just 2 points. Do you hear me? We just identify 2 points. 2 points only. Just 2 points. And then, you know, we link them together, we can get this curve. The name of this curve is the demand curve. Yeah, you just, you know, show how, you know, the demand curve look like. Demand curve like this, a slope downward. I say one more time. We just need 2 points, only 2. Even though in December we have a 7, and link them together, we can get, you know, the demand curve. The demand curve like this, slope downward. You know what? Listen, on points on this demand curve, on points, stand on this demand curve, represent law of demand. You agree with me? Yes, you will see, you know, with a high price, demand is low. And, you know, with low price, you will see demand is high. Yes. I just show you the way to draw demand curve to 2 points. You have to remember. You also show, you know, how the demand curve look like. Now, you will see a new word for you. You will see a new word. Very, very wonderful lesson. So far, you know, the price can impact on demand. Yes, that's what you just discovered so far. The price other products of your firm. For example, you produce shirt, you produce shoe, you produce treasure. Yeah. You learn, you have learned the price. Dr. Meeman just show you the price. Yes, on the vertical line in this graph, you saw that. The factor can impact on the price. Oh, sorry, can impact on demand. Yeah. However, you should keep in your mind, please. Should keep in your mind, please. Not only the price, but also another factor can impact on demand. Do not forget forever. Do you hear me? Hello, do you hear me? Someone answer, please.
Yes,
Yes.
Please.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, they're so proud of you. Good knowledge, good lesson. Not only the price. Even though sometimes you see, on the demand curve, the price and the demand. Very often you see the price, and demand, the quantity demanded on a graph. Keep in your mind. Hello, I know. Hello, you know. From now, not only the price, but also another factor can impact on demand. Yeah. Good job. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of me too. Yeah. Share with you the good lesson. Now I show you, another factors. Another factors can impact on demand. Do you see the new slide?
Yes.
Yes. Another factor, hello. Yes. Another factor can impact on demand is a number of buyers, number of your customer. Do you hear me? Number of your customer is the factor that can impact on demand. Easy to understand and easy to agree with. For example, in our school, in the cafeteria of our school, do you hear me? Even though, if the price of milk is the same, milk of our cafeteria is the same. However, at the beginning of, school year, you agree with me? The number of students is higher. Demand is higher. Do you see that? Easy to understand. Yeah. And now you see here. Yes. Hello. Do you see, the rest arrow is stand on, the horizontal line? Do you see that? The first arrow, the red arrow, is stand on, the horizontal line. Do you see? Do you see him? Do you see him?
Yes.
The rest arrow. Hello, someone help me. Do you see him? The rest arrow. Yes. Thank you. What does it mean? With the price is zero, everything is the same. other things are equal. Other things are the same. You should agree with me, demand is higher. Huh? The reason why you see the new point. So the new demand, because of the higher number of buyer, that new points, new demand, because a higher number of buyer stand to the right hand side, stand to the right hand side of the old point of demand. At the head of the rest arrow is the new point, is the new demand. Yeah, do you see that? This means when the number of buyer is higher, we see demand is higher, and the new points represent for new demand stand on the right hand side, on the right hand side, on the right hand side of the old points. And then we link them together. Do you see that? We link on up the new points represent the new demand because of high number of buyer. We link them together. We have new demand curve. Yes. So we would conclude that. Listen, we would conclude that everything is the same when other things are the same, are equal. When the number of buyer is higher, demand is higher, and demand curve, listen, and demand curve shift to the right. Yeah. Do you see that? The demand curve shift to the right. I go with the slope way here in order to show you, in order to help you to understand. The reason why the people can say hello when number of people is higher, demand is high, and demand curve will shift to the right. I just demonstrate the reason why the people can say in this situation, the demand curve shift to the right. I just show you. I repeat many times. We need only 2 points, and then we can link them together. And then we set the demand curve. Higher number buyer, we can set the new point of demand stand next to the right hand side, and then we link them together. We get the new demand curve. So our conclusion is number of the buyer is higher, demand is higher, and demand curve shift to the right. Yeah. Thank you, huh? Thank you, huh? Thank you, huh? I can go faster now. Yeah, here we go. Very, very easy for you. After you understand, the first factor, we follow the same logic. And then, you can understand faster. Now, income. Yeah, very, very easy now. Income. If income of, the consumer is higher, yeah, demand is higher, huh? And then, the demand curve shift to the right. Easy to agree with. One more time. If income of, the consumer is higher, increase, demand should increase, yeah. And, the demand curve shift to the right. Yes, 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 yes. However, listen. You have to pay attention a little bit, on this slide. The conclusion, we just make. We apply for, normal goods. We apply our conclusion for your normal goods. That means, the high quality goods. Do you hear me? High quality goods. High quality products. If our income is higher, our demand is higher, and then, the supply curve, the demand curve shifted right. Just for the normal goods. Just for, the high quality goods. Normal good, the same meaning with, the high quality good. But for the low, listen, for the low quality goods, low quality products, they have, special name. Inferior goods. The bottom. Inferior goods. Low quality goods. This means low quality goods. This means, low quality products. We have, the opposite conclusion. You agree with me? For the inferior goods. For the inferior goods. For the inferior products. If the income of the consumer is higher, demand is lower. You agree with me? Yeah. Demand is lower. Yeah, you agree with me? Low quality goods. We no longer use them, if we are richer. Yeah. So, for lower quality goods, for the inferior goods, for the inferior products, if the income of the consumer is higher, demand is lower. Yeah, thank you. And then, the demand curve shift to the left, shift to the left, shift to the left. Another factor, hello. Another factor can impact on the demand too. It prices, the price of related goods. Giá của những sản phẩm liên quan. Giá của những sản phẩm liên quan đến sản phẩm của chúng ta can impact on the demand of our product. For example, the general price of, the general price of Coca-Cola. For example, the general price of Pepsi Cola. Pepsi can impact on the demand of, Coca-Cola. And usually when we go McDonald's, we buy burger. Usually, we buy with Coca-Cola. We can buy with, French fry. And then I think that you agree with me. The price of Coca-Cola and the price of, French fry can impact on demand of burger. Yeah, you agree with me. That means the prices of related products can impact on demand of product. Absolutely, yes. There are two kinds of, related goods. Two kinds of, related goods. Hai loại của sản phẩm liên quan. The first one is substitute. You saw in this slide. Sản phẩm thay thế. Substitute. Sản phẩm thay thế. And the second one is the complement. Sản phẩm bổ sung. Yeah. There are two kinds of, related goods. The first one is substitutes, and the second one complement. The substitute, that's mean, we can buy that product if our favorite one empty. Sản phẩm thay thế. If products, we can buy it. We can choose it if, our favorite one is empty. For example, Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi is substitute of Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is our favorite one, a favorite drink, for example. But if we go to store, Coca-Cola is empty. Hey, we can choose Pepsi. So Pepsi is substitute of Coca-Cola. Thank you. I just explained for you the meaning of substitute. The first kind related goods. And then, listen, if the price of substitute increase, if the price of substitutes increase, demand of our products increase too. A little bit difficult for you. Try imagine, the situation of Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Pepsi is substitute of Coca-Cola. If the price of substitutes, it means, if the price of Pepsi is higher, demand of Coca-Cola is higher too. Can you understand that? If the price of Pepsi is higher, Pepsi is the substitute of Coca-Cola. If the price of Pepsi is higher, demand of, the demand of our products, Coca-Cola is higher. Because if the price of Pepsi is so high, I go to store and I try to show, the Coca-Cola, but, our favorite one, Coca-Cola, is empty. But, I saw the price of Pepsi high today. I can walk away to go to a store and, you know, grab Coca-Cola. So you agree with me, you know, if the price of the substitute is higher, demands of our products, demands is higher, and, you know, the supply, the demand curve shift to the right. Thank you, huh? The complement. I just give you a sample. Usually, you know, when we go to the McDonald's, we buy burger. Usually, we buy with Coca-Cola, or we buy with French fry, right? Yeah. And Coca-Cola and the French fry are complement of burger. Yeah. So, you know, if price of French fry or fry of, you know, Coca-Cola is higher, hey, demand of our products is lower. You agree with me? For example, today I go to the McDonald's and grab food for my lunch. I grab burger. And then, you know, I discover the fry up, you know, the price of the French fry, the fry up, you know, Coke is high today. What, you know, I am going to do, I can walk away and, you know, go to the first store and buy fur. Because I discovered the price of, you know, the complement, the price of the French fry, the price of Coke are very high. So my demand of, you know, burger is lower. So, you know, we would say if price of complement increase, if the price of, you know, complement is higher, if price of, you know, complement is higher, demand is lower. And then, you know, the demand curve shift to the left. Easy, huh? Easy, huh? Okay. Next one, text, khẩu vị, text, khẩu vị, text, khẩu vị of the consumer. This is another factor that can impact on demand. Yeah. For example, right now, the young generation of Vietnam, they change, you know, their text. Maybe, you know, they no longer prefer traditional food of Vietnam. They prefer the fast food, the American fast food. I said the young generation of Vietnam. For example, maybe you prefer America fast food burger rather than, you know, canh chua. And if, you know, the text of the consumer change, demand should change. I just share with you, if, you know, the Vietnamese consumer, especially the young generation, prefer more American fast food. Other things are the same. You will see, you know, the demand of American fast food is higher, right? And then, you know, demand curve shift to the right. Thank you, huh? Can you understand that? And the last factor, based on this book, of course, you know, I will tell you, you can figure out, you know, another factor by yourself. You can do, I know. But, you know, this book, this chapter suggests a couple of factors that can impact on, you know, demand. The last one is expectation of consumer. Kỳ vọng, mong đợi, expectation. of consumers. Expectation of consumer about, future of our economy, for example, it can impact on, demand, their demand. For example, right now seems to be your family and I expect that. In the near future, our economy will be a little bit better because, Ho Chi Minh City just try to normalize life. Open the gate, we can move. Seems to be our life will be a little bit better. It seems to be our economy a little bit better in the near future. That's what we expect. Consumer expectation. I think you agree with me. If you and I, your family and I, expect a future of our economy a little bit better. We spend. For example, yesterday I spent. I checked yesterday. After the gate in the front of my house open, I move and spend just a little bit. I spend. If that amount spend, you will see demand is higher. And the demand curve shift to the right. Do you see that? Yeah. Thank you. This is the first part of the chapter. Focus on the demand side. Now, we move to the supply side. Ten minutes left. This is easy part after you understand the first part. The same logic we did in the first part. So now very, very easy to understand the second part. Supply side. Again, quantity supply or supply. It's a quantity product, the seller willing to sell. Supply. Quantity supply or supply is a quantity product, sellers are willing to sell. And large supply, easy to understand large supply. The price is higher. Supply is higher. The price is lower. Supply is lower. This is large supply. Easy, huh? Again, should learn, please. Not only the price, but also the factor can impact on supply. Oh, sorry. Should say this. This is the supply curve. Just 2 points. Link them together. This is the supply curve. Now you know how the supply curve look like. Look like this. Slope upward. Now, other factor can impact on the supply. Not only the price of our products, but also the price of the input. For example, when we produce products, we have to buy the raw material. We have to use labor. We have to use electricity. We have to use water. This is the input. Raw material, labor, electricity. Yeah, our input. If the input, the price input is higher, if the price of input is higher, hello, cost is higher. Profit is lower. Not good. So, we can slow down our production. Agree with me. We better close the door early. Sleep. Not much money we can earn. So we would say when the price output is higher, supply is lower. Listen, listen, listen. In the supply curve shift to the left, do you hear me? The same logic we learned in the previous pair, demand pair. The supply curve shift to the left. Again, price of input is higher, not smart money. Supply is lower, yes. And the supply curve shift to the left. Yeah. Bữa nay chắc thầy không kịp hỏi câu hỏi chỗ này. Okay. The situation is when the price of input is lower. Price input is lower. More profit, the reason why you see supply higher. And then you see, the supply curve shift to the right. Second, technology. Easy to understand, how the technology can impact on supply. Easy. If, we have better technology, yeah, we can save cost, yeah. We have more profit, yeah, and supply is higher. And then, the supply curve shift to the right. Easy, right? Almost done chapter. Yeah. Another one. Seller. If the number of seller is higher, supply is higher. And the supply curve shift to the right. Forget about this one. I need to ask question. Okay. Yeah. And listen to me. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Listen. You have to listen to me. Almost done chapter, but I research a few minutes in order to ask you the question. I'm not going to explain it. If I explain, I don't have time to ask you a question. I have, 5 minutes left. I want to ask you the question. Listen. Are you tired now? Hello, someone answer. Are you tired now? Do you want to hear Vietnamese? Huh? Or English? Vietnamese or English?
Vietnamese is better.
Yes, what does it that mean? Okay. Vietnamese. Thầy biết còn một số phút nữa các con mệt rồi. Thầy cũng hơi vội chỗ này, nhưng mà thầy để thưởng cho các con bữa nay học ngon lành. Thầy thưởng bằng câu hỏi. Bằng câu hỏi vậy, hỏi tiếng Anh được thầy chưa giảng xong ở chỗ này, đôi khi nó hơi khó cho các con. Cho nên là thầy khuyến mãi hỏi bằng tiếng Việt chỗ này. Các con nghe nè, nghe cho rõ. Tuần sau thầy sẽ kết thúc chỗ này, nhưng mà nghe cho rõ. Tức là theo luật cung cầu á, nghe không? Cái sự tương tác giữa cung và cầu nó sẽ tạo ra cái giá cả của thị trường, không được quên á. Sự tương tác giữa cung và cầu nó sẽ tạo ra giá cả của thị trường. Điểm cân bằng của thị trường không bao giờ được quên. Nói một cách nó hoa mỹ hơn là cái sự tương tác giữa đường cung và đường cầu. Các con thấy trên cái đồ thị trước mặt đó. Đường cung là supply ha, nó xỉa lên thấy không? Và đường cầu là cái đường demand nó xỉa xuống đó. Hai cái đó nó tác động lẫn nhau. Nhìn nè, nó sẽ tạo ra cái giá. Cái giá trong trường hợp này là 3 US dollar cho cái gì đó không cần biết. Nghe không? Không được quên nha. Ok, tốt. Thầy nói rồi đó. Sự tương tác giữa cung và cầu sẽ tạo ra cái giá thị trường 3 US dollar. Nhớ Hòa ngàn, bây giờ câu hỏi của thầy là chuẩn bị nha. Có thể thầy trễ cái chừng 5 phút để thầy hỏi câu hỏi. Nhưng mà thầy cần vậy đó. Cho các con điểm thưởng mà. Câu hỏi của thầy là Ok, giơ tay trả lời nghe. Ok, sẵn sàng chưa? Ok, nghe nè, nghe câu hỏi nè. Tại sao, trên cơ sở cái luật cung cầu mà thầy bây giờ giảng đó, tại sao khi gần Tết á, cái giá cả nó hay bị lên là sao? Câu hỏi thực tế, thay đà, vài đứa nữa mau lên, nguyện nào, rồi được, thôi, nhiều quá, thầy đâu còn nhiều thời gian đâu, không nhiều thời gian đâu. Nhớ nghe cái sự tương tác giữa cung và cầu á, nào trả lời không đúng thì không cho điểm đó. Ok, nhớ nha, sự tương tác giữa cung và cầu nó sẽ tạo ra cái giá cả. Ok, Đạt, 5 đứa thôi, 5 đứa được rồi. Đạt, nhanh lên. Chị nghĩ. Đạt, speak Vietnamese, louder.
Dạ thưa thầy, là khi gần Tết thì cái cung không đáp ứng được nổi cái cầu, cho nên cái giá cả lúc đó nó tăng.
Tại sao ốp cái microphone rồi? Nhanh lên.
Dạ alo, thầy nghe em không?
Nghe rồi.
Dạ, vì lúc mà gần Tết á, thì cung nó không đáp ứng nổi cầu, cho nên giá của nó tăng.
Ok. Tuấn Khang chắc, Tuấn Khang.
Dạ thưa thầy, là tại vì Tết thì nhu cầu của khách hàng cao nên là nguồn cung cũng cao, vì thế là các nhà...
Hello, nói cho rõ nghe, cung có cao không?
Dạ không, nhu cầu cao nhưng mà cung thì thấp nên là...
Nghe này Khang. Cung nó cũng cao nhưng mà không cao bằng với lại cái demand. Đúng không? Ok. Kim anh Kim, anh gì đấy?
Dạ, anh Khoa thầy ơi.
Anh Khoa rồi, nói.
Dạ. Là Tết á, thì là nhu cầu người ta cần mặt hàng nhiều á, thì cái nhu cầu cũng sẽ tăng, và cái cung nó cũng phải tăng, nhưng mà nó tăng ít hơn so với cái cầu. Tại vì
thầy hỏi thêm cái Khoa, anh Khoa chắc.
Dạ.
Tên con anh Khoa đúng không?
Dạ.
Nếu mà cầu tăng thì cái đường cầu nó sẽ chuyển bên tay phải sang tay trái vậy Khoa?
Dạ, cầu tăng thì nó sẽ chuyển qua bên tay phải ạ.
Ok. Thiên Độ.
Dạ, con cũng có ý kiến giống các bạn là khi Tết là cái nhu cầu về mua hàng hóa nó sẽ tăng lên, cho nên là nguồn cung không có đủ, nên là cái giá nó
cung
sẽ
có tăng
bị
không
đổi.
đủ? Cung có tăng không đủ?
Dạ cung cũng tăng nhưng mà vẫn không đáp ứng kịp cái cầu thầy.
Okay. Thầy hỏi thêm câu, gần Tết cung nó tăng thì đường cung chuyển sang bên nào?
Dạ cung tăng thì nó sẽ chuyển sang trái.
Bữa nãy em có nhớ là khi mà technology nó được cải thiện, cái đường cung nó chuyển sang bên nào? Lời nhiều quá mà cung chuyển sang bên nào? Đổ.
Dạ cung sẽ chuyển sang bên trái.
Bạn nói một lần nữa thầy trừ điểm á, thầy không cho 5 điểm á.
Dạ chỉ có bên phải.
Thầy hỏi đứa cuối cùng được rồi, đứa cuối cùng. Mấy đứa sau thầy xin lỗi, thầy không còn nhiều không có thời gian nữa. Đứa thứ 5 á, Đồng Nguyên Anh Thư gì đó.
Dạ thầy.
Nói lý do tổng quát đi rồi thầy hỏi tiếp câu nhỏ nữa.
Dạ đến Tết thì cái nhu cầu của người tiêu dùng nó tăng, còn cái cung cấp thì nó cũng tăng nhưng mà nó không có tăng bằng cái cung và cái nhu cầu, cho nên là cái giá cả nó tăng.
Ok, thầy hỏi con nha, tại vì con trả lời sao cho nên là con nghe mấy bạn đó, bây giờ thầy hỏi thêm xíu. Tết cái đường cung nó chuyển sang tay phải hay tay trái?
Dạ cái đường cung á thì nó sẽ chuyển sang tay phải thầy.
Còn cái đường cầu chuyển sang tay phải hay tay trái?
Dạ cái đường nhu cầu thì nó chuyển sang tay trái.
Sai luôn nha, nhưng mà không sao đâu, các con mới học sơ mà. Cả hai đường cũng chuyển tay phải hết, cùng giá cả nhưng mà mình mua nhiều hơn mà. Con đồng ý thầy Mẫn không? Gần Tết ba má này kia nhận tiền thưởng nhiều đó, hiểu không? Cho nên giả sử như là cái đôi giày các con là của con 200.000 nhưng ba má vẫn mua được á. Con tên gì? Anh gì? Anh Thư hả?
Anh Thư thầy ơi.
Cho nên đường cung và cầu đều chuyển sang tay phải hết đó. Nhưng mà cái đường cầu nó chuyển tay phải, cái nó chuyển lên trên trời á, con có thấy, con có nhớ được không? Đường cầu á, nó chuyển tay phải mà nó ngước mặt lên trên á. Còn cái đường cung nó chuyển sang phải nhưng mà nó ngước mặt xuống. Cho nên hai cái đó nó kết hợp với nhau, cuối cùng nó làm cho cái giá nó tăng lại. Nghe không? Tuần sau thầy sẽ giải thích thêm. Ok. Thôi bữa nay mình nghỉ đây, chỗ này. Bữa nay thầy không điểm danh kịp. Cho nên là thầy cảm ơn các con có thể nghỉ để chuẩn bị học cái course sau. Những đứa nào mà trả lời thì ở lại với thầy vài phút gì đó, thầy sẽ ghi điểm thưởng vào, nghe không? Ok, bye bye các con nghỉ đi.
Ủa thầy cho em hỏi
mấy
là
đứa nào
tuần trước á, thầy cho em hỏi là tuần trước em thầy có điểm danh cộng điểm cho em á thầy, là lúc đó thầy gọi tên em là thầy có cộng điểm rồi đúng không ạ?
Còn chút xíu nữa con gửi cái message cho chút xíu nữa con gửi một cái tin nhắn nằm ở trong cái Microsoft Teams này, có thể check lại đứa nào mới hỏi thầy đó.
Dạ.
Vậy nghe không? Bây giờ mấy đứa nào có điểm thưởng nhanh lên nói đi, đọc từng đứa.
Dạ Lâm Thiên
tên từng đứa.
Con trả lời 3 câu. Dạ Lâm Thiên
nói đi con.
Dạ,
nói cho rõ cái tên chứ.
Lâm Thiên Độ.
Lâm Thiên Độ.
Okay. Dạ 3 câu thầy.
Rồi thầy nghe rồi.
Dạ Nguyễn Thái Đạt thầy.
Quỳnh.
Nguyễn Thái Đạt.
Nguyễn Thái Đạt.
Dạ 1 câu.
Mấy câu còn?
Dạ 1.
Ok, next.
Dạ,
nhanh lên.
Duyên 2 câu thầy.
Nguyễn gì con?
Dạ Nguyễn Thị Kỳ Duyên 2 câu.
Nguyễn Thị Kỳ Duyên. Ok, thầy nhớ rồi. Ok, rồi next.
Dạ Nguyễn Thị Xuân Thảo.
Nó lớn nè, làm ơn.
Dạ Nguyễn Thị Xuân Thảo 1 câu thầy.
Nguyễn Thị Xuân mấy câu con?
Xuân Thảo thầy 1 câu.
Xuân Thảo 1 câu.
Dạ.
Ok.
Dạ,
nói cho rõ chứ không cái con mất quyền lợi á.
Dạ.
Lê Huỳnh Anh Khoa thầy ơi. 1 câu.
Lâm Quỳnh Anh Khoa hả?
Lê Huỳnh Anh Khoa 1 câu ạ.
Lê Huỳnh Anh Khoa. Rồi mấy câu con?
Dạ 1.
Rồi next.
Dạ, Lê Gia Bảo thì.
Lê Sa Bảo.
Dạ 2 câu rồi.
Mấy câu? 2 câu. Next.
Dạ thưa thầy này Nguyễn Cao Bảo Anh ạ.
Nguyễn
Cao
Bảo Anh. Mấy câu con?
Dạ 1 câu.
Rồi xong. Next.
Dạ Nguyễn Tuấn Kha.
Nói đi con.
Nguyễn Tuấn Kha 1 câu thôi.
Nguyễn Tuấn Kha.
Dạ 1 câu.
Rồi xong.
Dạ Vũ Ngọc Anh 1 câu ạ.
Vũ Ngọc Anh. Rồi xong. Next.
Dạ Huỳnh Mỹ Kim 1 câu ạ.
Quỳnh gì con?
Dạ Huỳnh Mỹ Kim.
Quỳnh Mỹ Kim 1 câu. Rồi next.
Dạ Đặng Thị Quỳnh Anh 1 câu ạ.
Đặng Thị
Quỳnh
Anh.
Vâng.
Rồi next.
Đồng Nguyễn Anh Thư rồi.
Con nói gì thầy nghe không được.
Dạ Đồng Nguyễn Anh Thư 2 câu thầy ơi.
Chậm á, con nói chậm á.
Dạ.
Đồng Nguyễn Anh Thư hả?
Em tên Đồng Nguyễn Anh Thư. Dạ 2 câu.
Ok, rồi xong. Next. Đưa cây đến đi. Ok. Không còn đứa nào ha. Ok. Bye bye các con nha. See you next week. Bye.